This is Heavy Conversation with Bruce and Jody, a podcast where we talk about being a big guy in today's world. I'm Bruce. And I'm Jody. Here we go.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Hey, Bruce.
Howdy, Jody. How's it going?
It's going well. How are you doing?
Man, I'm good. I'm good. I am excited about this week's beer because it is the last beer from all of the extras that I've had in the mini fridge for months. So, yeah.
Finally got that thing cleared out.
Finally
it clean, and then
head to refill it.
Then refill it. Yeah, I was like head to John's Marketplace or something and get some crazy beers.
Yeah, I feel like I want to maybe try to order some beers from somewhere that's not here. So I want to look around and see if I can find. I don't know if I've had a beer from North Dakota. Or I don't know, maybe Connecticut.
Is there a way to filter that on Untapped from like where? Maybe just breweries,
Maybe that's not a bad idea. Just kind of see what I can find that way. The other problem is not every brewery is able to ship their beers to other areas, so that might be tricky. Luckily, there are beer trade sites and things like that. So, if I really want to.
What was that app I was using? Taver or something like that?
Yeah, Taver.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. I was like, I haven't used it in quite a while.
Right.
They get beers from kind of all over the place too.
There's a beer that I really want. It's just pure swill, but it kind of takes me back to being younger and living in the Midwest, and that's Stag. I really want Stag beer. It is. I mean, it's like water with a pinch of doom. It's not good.
Pinch of doom?
Yeah, it's
doom. Okay.
It's rough. But man, I just remember, it was one of those that you'd always see when I was a kid. You'd always see the signs around, and people that I was around were drinking it. And then as I got older and when I still lived in the Midwest, it was one that I would drink. So I need to track down some Stag. They definitely don't have it out here on the Pacific Northwest. As far as I know. So I don't know. I'll need to look around. I also need to make sure it's still actually being produced, because there could be.
Well, they still have a website. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, there we go. But
no results.
But that's not. I actually want to get some other, craft beers from other areas. It would be cool to get some, some things from the Northeast, some of those states up there that maybe I haven't had beers from. I think that would be good.
Yeah, we'll have to go on a hunt and see what we can find.
Yes. So this week we're just kind of talking about whatever, we've got some different things that came up, and we're going to kind of jump into all those things. I know that you did something that was pretty fun this week.
So I went to the Beyond Van Gogh exhibit here in Portland. It's at the convention center. And I'd seen ads for it for quite a while. I've just been kind of apprehensive to go to things. But we went on like a Monday or Tuesday morning or something like that. So there was no line or anything. There's hardly anybody in there, but it was amazing. Like, at the beginning you do a little bit of reading about Van Gogh and a little bit of history about him, and learn about some of the craziness that he went through, and actually learned that that Starry Night, the really famous painting that he painted from inside an insane asylum. Wow. It was the view out his window.
Oh man.
And I was like, wow. There was like a couple paintings, but the Starry Night one was the view outside of his window.
Wow.
Inside an insane asylum.
That's quite a view. I mean,
yeah, right. And I was just like kind of blown away by some of that. The infamous him cutting off his ear thing, and a little bit. I was like, I couldn't really remember why or what happened. So that was kind of cool to relearn or remember some of that stuff. And then once you get into the room where the experience is happening, it's literally like happening all around you and on the floor, on these different walls. It's wow. And it, like the transitions between they like sort of animated the pictures for the paintings.
Huh.
And so like it's his painting, but it like they sort of animated it somehow, digitally, and then things move and they transition through, and there's like some music happening. It was amazing. I literally got chills like a couple times when during different transitions there was like a cherry blossom thing, and then all of a sudden all the little cherry blossom petals like blew around the room. It was like
Oh
crazy.
wow.
It felt like you were like outside in a thing because they're like blowing all around the room and then like on the floor and stuff. It was really cool. I
Do
would
you
definitely recommend it.
do you know if it's a traveling
Yeah,
exhibit?
it's all over the place. I don't know that
Okay.
it's like it's only in one city at a time, but
Sure.
it's just projectors projecting these images. So if it comes to your city or is in your city, definitely check it out.
Nice.
I would definitely recommend it. I thought it was really cool.
I'm sure they have a website.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I mean,
you know,
just look
yeah.
up Beyond Van Gogh and see what's going on. But it was funny because like a day later, because yesterday was really nice here in Portland, so I wanted to go for a walk and like get some sunshine and enjoy the weather. And I stopped in at some little new store down here on my block, and there was a Van Gogh painting on the wall, and I just like recognized it by the paint strokes and techniques. It was just kind of cool that I was like, hey, that's a Van Gogh. And the lady's like, how did you know that? And I was like, I told her the story. I was like, oh, I just was at the Beyond Van Gogh thing, and I kind of recognized the strokes and the painting. And it's kind of funny because it wasn't like one of the famous ones. It was just because he would paint his neighbors and people he knew,
Sure.
stuff like that. So because he was
Huh.
poor, so he couldn't pay models and all that stuff. It was really cool to learn all that stuff and
Huh. That is pretty
get a
cool.
little culture in you. It's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, right. To actually get out and be able to do something is nice. So I'm
Hmm,
sure
hmm.
just being able to do that and then having that experience on top of it, that had to be awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I would definitely recommend everyone check it out. And I hope they do other artists do that same sort of thing, which I think they would because they extended this one here because it's been so popular. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Well, nice. Well, for me, the last week or so has been kind of prepping something that is up on chubstr.com now. DXL is celebrating Big and Tall Month. They've decided to name January Big and Tall Month. And uh, number one, that's great because we don't have a month. So
Yeah.
big and tall guys getting a month, that's great. So they're doing this whole big and tall month thing. And basically what it is that they are spotlighting their customers. They're showing their photos, they're sharing their stories. So it's a really cool way to kind of put bigger guys in a spotlight that maybe they aren't normally in. And there's a lot of cool stuff on their Instagram where they're putting up on social, and they've got a whole thing on their website as well. And DXL had reached out and asked Chubstr to put something together to kind of celebrate Big and Tall Month as well. And so
Yeah.
we went and did that, and we basically found a local guy who's a bigger guy that wanted to share his story and kind of get some new looks. And his name is Eric. He was a professional chef and is now a culinary instructor at a school here in the Portland area.
Oh,
And
nice.
he kind of made that transition, and like a lot of big guys, just didn't have clothes to
Right.
work with
Right.
that sort of thing. And like a lot of big guys as well, he didn't really know where to look or how to put together different outfits. And it's always that thing where you find one thing, you hold on to it until it
Yeah.
explodes and catches fire. He was basically in that situation. And so we met up with him, talked a little bit about his story, and took him shopping. And so we went to DXL and did this whole thing. And the article, photo shoot, and video piece is up on chubstr.com now. And the coolest thing about all of this, obviously getting him into clothes was really fun, and finding the stuff and kind of styling him, but taking him and doing like the video and the photo shoot, especially the photo shoot, was cool because there aren't a whole lot of big guys that get photographed by a professional photographer. And we actually brought in a photographer that we work with through Chubstr a lot, Beth Olson, and she's awesome. She does some amazing work, has done other things for Chubstr in the past. And we took Eric to a studio and did this whole shoot, and did it for a couple hours, had a bunch of different looks and put them in them. And it's really interesting. It took me back to like starting to do some of that stuff and be in front of the camera and how that feels.
Right. I know. It's always like a little awkward because you're like, how should I stand? I know we always have to get the model like kind of out of their head when you do photo shoots. You like just have to have conversations with them and make them laugh, make joke around a bit. Yeah.
That was really the thing. And I think it's the sign of a good photographer, you know, that they're able to make their subject feel more comfortable. And Beth was really able to do that and able to get him to do things that were certainly outside of his comfort zone. And I think this entire experience was kind of stepping outside of his comfort zone. Some of the things that is you'll see in the video, if you check that out, there are a couple things where there are things that I chose for him that he would have never chosen for himself.
Right.
I knew looking at some of the stuff that it wasn't something that he would try, but then he tried it on and it was like a game changer for him when he realized that the stuff looked really good. It fit him well. And it was a color that he never would have gone with. And he loved the look. He loved the way it was all put together. And so being able to do that for somebody is just, it's really cool to be able to pull something like that together. And now he has a lot of different outfits, and he had this whole experience that, you know, not a ton of people get to do that and try something like this. And so, you know, I think he really enjoyed it. And I know that I did. I know that, you know, as we put the thing together and, you know, walked around the store with him and picked out clothes, it was a lot of fun. It just reinforces the fact that when you have clothes that fit you well and look good, you just feel better about yourself. And you can really see that.
Yeah, I always enjoyed doing that when I worked at DXL, like helping guys pick out outfits and like suggesting things. Like you find things that they do like, but then there's always a thing to like, oh, get them one step, you know, find them something that is just a little bit out of their comfort zone, just to mix it up a little bit, so they're not always just getting the same thing every time. Yeah. And when they come out in that outfit and you can see that they just feel amazing. They look great. Yeah.
Right.
I always really enjoyed doing that. It was a good part of the job.
Absolutely. Yeah. It was a lot of fun, and I'm really glad that we've been able to share it and just kind of share a story. Cause I mean, really it was cool that DXL is doing this and is kind of making this month Big and Tall month and sharing their stories. It's something that, you know, we've tried to do through Chubstr for a long time, and being able to do that and bring somebody in and go through this process was just a lot of fun. So I want to do more of that this year with Chubstr, where we're bringing people in and getting them outfitted and really hearing their stories, because everybody has such interesting stories, whether they realize it or not.
Yeah. It's nice to, you know, I mean, we should be showcasing ourselves all the time, but it kind of a focused month is nice, just to kind of really celebrate big and tall people. I like the idea. It's nice.
Definitely. So yeah, you can check that out at chubstr.com. And in the Chubstr shop, there is a promo. You'll see a photo of Eric, and it's basically a section that lets you get his looks in your size. So there you go.
Very nice. That's nice too, that because sometimes it's like, what is he wearing? I like that shirt. And you're like, I got to dig through everything. That's good.
Right.
Nice.
Totally. So beer time.
Yes, beer time. I don't know. I was going to suggest that. What do you got, Bruce? What's your last beer?
Yeah. So my final beer out of the mini fridge, which will need to be stocked again, is the Elysian Salt and Seed Watermelon Gosa. So it is basically a sour beer. It's a watermelon sour. It says, keep the salt, hold the seeds. It's brewed with 100% natural watermelon and kosher salt, bittered with Huel melon and Northern Brewer hops. Salt and seed dishes up a confounding pucker to the palate. And it's well, let's see. Let's find out. I'm a sucker for watermelon. I always like that watermelon flavor and you know, just that wateriness. So let's see.
Yeah, looks like it's got a decent review on Untapped, 3.49.
It's well, it's definitely got the sour. It's got that pucker, and the watermelon kind of comes in. It's a little refined, you know. It's not it's not all watermelon in your face, which I'd be fine with that. You give me a beer that tastes
watermelon.
Yes, just like watermelon, then I'm fine with that.
Nice.
This is good though. It's definitely more on the sour side of things, but there is a little bit of that salt as well. So it's all three things kind of mixed together in an interesting way. This is not bad. It does make me pine for summer. So
right. I know that's what I was going to think. Just want summertime to happen.
Right. What do you have?
Mine is the most interesting lager in the world, and that's literally the name of it, from Novo Brewing Company. So it's a Mexican style lager in a 5.0. Crisp and refreshing, this Mexican lager was brewed with Vienna and Pilsner malts with a hint of flaked corn. Don't fear the lime, it says.
Nice. All right. Well, you can't go wrong with a good lager. So hopefully this is one. What do you think?
Okay. Yeah, it's really malty.
Okay.
Need another little sip. No, it's pretty good. I like that. I'm trying to think what that is.
Yeah.
Are you taking pictures over there, Bruce? Are you texting?
Yes, I was taking a picture for my Untapped, but we need to do our regular.
I like this one. It is interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, got a lot of glare. Hold on. Okay. So make sure you're following along on our Untapped list. You can see all the beers that we've had. I'm checking in now. What am I going to say? 3.75, I think. Maybe 4.
Yeah.
Let's put a 4.
Yeah, I think I would give mine probably a 3.5. I mean, it's pretty good. It's not, I don't feel like it's a beer that would be my go-to for anything, but I like the flavor. I like that there's a watermelony aftertaste. It kind of reminds me of watermelon flavored gum, that watermelon taste a little bit, but it's super light though. Not like watermelon gum hits you in the face.
Not what is that? Well, I can't remember the name of that. It's like
I don't know, a double bubble or right. But it's like the ghost of watermelon gum. So, it's so yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. But yeah, we're on Untapped. Follow our Untapped Heavy Conversation beer list and drink the beers that we drink or avoid the beers that we drink.
Right.
Which is sometimes we rate them all. Yeah. Yes. So, sometimes that's more important than actually enjoying or trying the beer that we've already tried.
171 items on the list. So
it's a lot of beer. It's a lot. Yeah. So there we go. So I know that the season for the airing of grievances is over. We're past the holidays and Festivus and all of those kind of things. But I do want to throw something out that has that I've been noticing over the last few weeks that has been really annoying, and that's Instagram. No, not just Instagram itself. No, specifically Instagram ads. So you know how you're scrolling through your feed on Instagram and you're looking at things, and you'll get ads for lots of different things. And for me, it's clothing. It's always apparel,
what? Really?
Yeah, right. For obvious reasons. And I get tons of these, and some of these ads, they look great. I'll see a shirt that I love that looks like it would be perfect. It'd be something that I would actually wear. And then I click on it and it's not available in my size. And so this happens over and over and over, where I get all of these Instagram ads, but they're just irrelevant. They don't have extended sizes, or, if they do, sometimes I would say 90% of the time, there's nothing available in extended sizes, but then sometimes there are, and they're out of stock, which is, that I guess that's a good thing. Somebody else who needed that size got it, but the vast majority of these things just aren't offering extended sizes, and it's super annoying. And that tells me that there are lots of advertisers who are spending money, and they are targeting the wrong audience.
Yeah.
For this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I get weird like business type ads all the time. And sometimes I get a little annoyed by it, but I just try to ignore it a little bit, or go to the little dots and say, I don't like want this ad anymore. But yeah, it is kind of annoying when there's, I mean, I like that they're trying to advertise that they have big and tall stuff, whether or not they have very much of it or whatever. But yeah, they just need to, if they're going to advertise that they have it, they need to have it.
Right.
You know,
right.
like
Absolutely.
don't bait and switch me or false advertising kind of thing. Like I get excited and then you go there and you're like, well, wait, there's actually nothing in big and tall sizes. So what's going on here? I'm very confused.
Yeah, and it really shows you that they are missing an opportunity. They're missing an opportunity to reach an audience that would buy their stuff. It's this thing that is always the opportunity that's being missed is, they should be they should be selling things for bigger people, especially if you're going to advertise this stuff. But I'm just looking through right now, just kind of scrolling through, and it's the same thing. If it's mostly ads, but then I'm also seeing something like, let's see, Red Bull versus water, which is better? I'm gonna let you answer that, good listener. Leave that for you. But as I'm looking at these, I'm getting shirts, and yeah, I mean, everything I'm getting it's shirts. I've seen 2 brands out of probably the 15 that I've scrolled past that I know have any kind of extended sizing, and even then it's just, there's not a ton. So it feels like there's a real opportunity to run some ads. If you are a brand that offers extended sizes, maybe that's something to look into.
Yes, there's like we keep saying it, there's a big market out there for big and tall clothing. I know here at Bearskin, we're going to be ramping up a lot of that kind of advertising and targeting stuff this year. Now that I'm back full time again, I can really get that focused in and dialed in quite a bit. So we've got a shipment coming in, this next week. Finally, it's that late boat from China finally got in like last month, and the slow train from Long Beach is on its way here. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of potential for Instagram ads, different targeting. I know that they're going to be changing up the timeline on Instagram. You'll have like 3 different options to choose from. It's there's different algorithms. There's like, yeah. So I don't know exactly when that launches, but I was watching a webinar about it from the I can't remember the Instagram guy, is the president or whatever he is, but
James Instagram, the founder of Instagram.
Yeah, I was like, I don't remember his name, but I was watching that the other day. I'm like, oh, god dang it.
always some kind of change.
Changing it up. Yay. Okay, cool.
That's always how it goes. There's always some kind of change with those things. I really I've been trying to limit my time on Instagram, just do the work stuff with it and not get sucked in, because
how do you do that?
Right. Well, I try to just, when I'm getting on, I'm really just, I'm trying to do posts, or I'm trying to check on results of something or whatever, and then I try to get back off of that pretty quickly so that I'm not spending a lot of time there. Especially now when we're basically, our kids are out of school again. So distance learning, everybody's back at home, everything's being canceled again. We're kind of in that situation. It is very easy to look at social media and have that FOMO, and I don't want that, because that does nothing. It's not constructive. It doesn't help anything. So just focusing on the things that I need to do and moving my stuff forward, it makes more sense. And social media, I know for me personally, does not help me with any of that. And so I have to be really aware of that and try to use it for what I need it for, and then be done.
Yeah, I definitely have been struggling again. I've been on it way too much. And then I'm like, I just wasted however much time, scrolling through, watching videos. It definitely works on me, and I get sucked in.
Well,
And then
it's
I'm like,
hard.
what was I doing?
Yeah, it's hard because it's in some ways it's our only connection with
Yeah.
the outside world on a regular basis right now. And so, I think most of us crave that kind of connection. We want that again. And it starts to really get to you. It kind of grates on you after a while, not being able to have that. And so being able to see what other people are doing or connect with them in that way, that can be important, but it's just a matter of managing it in a way that works for you personally. And I know for me, I have to limit that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same here. I gotta
Yes.
figure out a way to find some other things to occupy my time.
Yeah. I did have one other thing I was going to bring up, but I think
Sure.
I think I just answered my own question.
Oh.
The question was going to be, should I start a TikTok? And I think the answer,
I
think the answer is no.
Yeah, probably no. I know. I think Bearskin has a TikTok, but I don't really use it.
I think
it's like one more thing that, and I don't, I'm like, am I supposed to be doing all the TikTok dances? I'm like, I don't want to do that.
No.
And I'm like, I need a model to do the TikTok dances in the underwear. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I think there's an 11-year-old on TikTok that has Chubstr, and so
that was one of the reasons why I did it like a while ago. I just like grabbed the handle so that we would have it.
I swear I did. I really thought that I did, but I'm wondering now if I had it for so long and didn't do anything with it that they gave it away.
Yeah, they just maybe.
Yeah, and I honestly I don't know. I don't remember, but I know that I went to look and I was like, wait a minute, what the hell? And yeah, sure enough. So
I just opened
was that TikTok?
Yes. I don't know what he said. Sorry.
Well, whatever.
And that's how I get sucked in. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. Well, the answer to my question is no. I should not start a TikTok.
Don't do it. We'll get sucked in.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I've got. It's
okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to be sucked into TikTok for a while, I'm sure.
Oh God. Yeah. It's just been one of those weeks, you just head down working on stuff and trying to get it done. And
yeah, I got a couple projects I need to get done this week. I need to get barcodes done. Yay.
Nice. Yes. Yeah. Well,
thanks, Bruce.
Yeah. Thank you, Jody.
I'm excited to see the videos and the photos from your shoot. I know you've been talking about it for a while, so
yeah,
I'll have to go and check it out.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I'm excited to kind of set the tone for the rest of the year. I'm hoping to be able to do more of this stuff. So
absolutely. Yeah. Well, thanks everybody. Go check us out on all the social media apps at Heavy Convo.
Yes. Please check us out, but not for too long.
Yeah.
Only a little social media.
Limit your social media intake.
There we go.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Heavy Conversation. Be sure to like and subscribe on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.